I'm the penguin.
I'm Steve Boyd from Walking the Walking Dead, a podcast member of the GonnaGeek Network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. You can check out other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. And get ready, because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the official GonnaGeek.com podcast, where a bunch of geeks talk about geeky things. Take a bit of sci-fi, add a dash of comics, mix it in with a pinch of gaming, and let bake for 30 to 45 minutes in a heated argument over tech, and you have yourself a show. We want to hear from you, so reach out to us at GonnaGeek.com. Now, let me introduce you to the host for this ride. I'm Stephen Jandrew.
Thanks. Way to come late to the party on that one there, Mr. Hawking.
Joining me, Jean-Sebastian.
I'm gonna plug you with just the tip, buddy.
Chris Farrell.
They sort of look like zombie ninja mutant thingies.
John D.
He's gonna extract your Disneys.
And regularly featuring Stargate Pioneer.
I don't want to hear this anymore.
All right, let's geek.
Oh, that's new.
Nope, nothing new about that at all. Welcome to episode 93 of the GonnaGeek.com podcast.
Yeah, that's been there for like 50 episodes.
The Let's Geek part's been there for a while.
Yep, been there for like a year. I would say probably 93 episodes. I don't know. I said something before it, but
yeah, I think you had that to begin with.
I don't know. I had something to that effect. But yes, listener, welcome to episode 93 of the GonnaGeek.com podcast. We are here tonight with JS, Chris, SP, and myself. Welcome, boys.
Welcome.
What up?
Are you actually yourself? Because if you're not really yourself, that's fake advertisement.
That's true. I am not really myself.
I want to make sure that
but
you
I just
yourself.
play myself on TV.
You're fired.
You
That's
played
pretty
with
cool,
yourself on TV?
Yes.
I knew that was
did.
coming.
Yes. We are actually, a little geeky on the GonnaGeek podcast. We are doing a little experiment tonight for all you listeners live at GonnaGeek.com/live. We usually record the audio through one Skype system. Well, actually 4 Skype systems. However, we have decided to try patching in SP through a Hangout connection. And if he sounds any different, listeners at GonnaGeek.com/live, that is why. But so far, sounding pretty good. SP.
In a world where SP is no longer on Skype.
Oh, I so wish we had a contact to record that.
Yeah, it's all recorded, man. It's all good.
Oh, okay. John is away tonight. We can only assume that he is probably dyeing his hair. Getting a perm, maybe.
What?
The question
hell are you
is the
talking about,
hair
man?
Where on his body.
What you talking about,
that's the
Willis?
question.
Oh, you know what he probably is doing? He's probably getting a tattoo on his forehead. That's probably what he's doing.
By the way, they've confirmed that the tattoos won't be there.
I know.
Why? Because people probably complained the hell. Oh my God,
that,
people freak
that
out.
forehead tattoo was the dumbest thing ever.
Okay, so for listeners that aren't familiar, what we were talking about is over the weekend, to help celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Joker, there was image released from the upcoming movie. Which movie, Chris?
Suicide Squad.
Yes. And it was of the Joker, Jared Leto's Joker. And he had tattoos galore. And the internet blew up. Chris actually went and drove his car into a telephone pole. That's actually what happened.
I almost committed suicide.
However, after everybody went and made their insurance claims, we did find out today, well, actually it was yesterday, that apparently that was just an image for publicity reason to help celebrate the 75th anniversary, and it was not the final version of the Joker that they decided for the Suicide Squad. Now, with that said,
that sounds like crap, though.
Some very, very creative people went on the internet and pointed out all sorts of ways that could be hidden. They even did some great crappy Photoshops and posted it on GonnaGeek.com. So if you like the tattoos after considering it, i.e. myself, I was originally a hater.
What? You like it?
And then I realized the great reason that could be there and how it could work.
No, it can't be there. It's the Joker. Did you know he could not even sit in a chair for long enough to get a tattoo?
You can go to GonnaGeek.com and read the article and see all sorts of ways that could have easily been hidden and still had the impact that it meant to.
So am I going to bitch about this right now?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Are you going to...
You should.
Super dick mode? Is that what you're going to do?
No, because that's a different show. But in all honesty, it really bothered me at first. And then I thought about it and I went, the only thing on here that really bothers me is he's probably going to wear a suit. We're not going to see 90% of those tattoos. But the damaged on the forehead, the Joker doesn't think he's damaged. The Joker thinks everyone else is messed up, but he's the normal one in his world.
He's an equalizer.
So that tattoo didn't fit.
Although that may not have fit to the traditional canon, as we have seen before, movies
it doesn't fit to canon with any of the Joker appearances.
Movies do take liberties, and I did not have that much of an issue with it.
That's not a liberty. That's a fundamental change of the character to make him think that he's damaged.
Am I really surprised the guy who hated Man of Steel is complaining about a change?
Well, okay, Jay, I'm not the only one that hated Man of Steel. Let's be honest here.
Man of Steel was pretty bad.
See, I rest my case.
Pretty. It was pretty.
Yeah.
We are talking about the Superman where he impregnates someone with his super sperm, right? And I just pretty much ruined the movie for someone. Sure.
I think you ruined a lot of things with that comment.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I'm not the only one that thought that it was good. So if you do want to tell...
You know what? You want to know? Some people thought that SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie, was good.
It was good. You shut your mouth.
Actually, it was pretty good.
So let's be honest here. When it comes to things like Man of Steel and the Joker, it's divisive. Either people love it or they hate it. You don't see a lot of people in the middle like, it's okay.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right on it. I wasn't originally like... I actually didn't really know what to think when I saw it. I kind of got in on Chris and the operator from Legends Podcast, a little dialogue back and forth. And I'm like, hey, I think I saw that guy downtown yesterday. But that's because I was really not sure. Like at first I was like, what the heck? And then for me, I started to think, this is departing itself from, the beloved Ledger and all this other crap. And it can be covered up. Like I pointed out in the article, if you didn't pick up by now, I was tuning my own horn about the article at GonnaGeek.com. Even the old 60s Batman had makeup, so those tattoos could have been not seen while he was suited up, so to speak. So I really had no problem with it, and I thought that it would be kind of an interesting twist. But
the 60s Joker had makeup because never mind.
It doesn't fit with the character. The character just wouldn't be able to sit down in a chair long enough to get a normal tattoo, man.
Wait, did you, Chris, say that the Joker, 60s Jokers didn't have makeup?
The Joker had makeup in the 60s because that's how you made Caesar Romano look like the Joker.
Over the mustache. It was amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
I mean, let's be honest. All of the Jokers, except the animated ones, have had makeup then, Steven. That's like a ridiculous argument.
By the way, did you just somehow make Caesar Romero into a relation to Ray Romano? Is that what you just said?
I might have. I don't know what I said.
Aren't they related?
Well, let's go ahead and move into the news. Sound good? This week in the news, SP, why don't you go first? Because you were the one that brought the news the latest.
Ooh, well, I just saw this today. This kind of popped up, and I run a Marvel podcast on the GonnaGeek network called Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., and we have this little thing happening right now called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and at the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're going to have a little thing for Avengers Age of Ultron. So as we record, I'm missing it, but I'll catch it later. But Avengers Age of Ultron
coming out this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
But it's already...
I have my tickets already.
It's already out in the fall.
Whoa, hold on. Sorry
it's already out on the torrents? Yes,
I just was thinking maybe that's where John is tonight, because he was teasing that he might not have to pay. Maybe he's got a preview tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
He would have called. He would have called. That's just not cool.
Continue, SP. Continue, SP.
So anyway, it opened in 44 countries this past weekend, and not the United States and not Canada, but it debuted to a $201.2 million box office in those 44 countries this weekend. Wow. And it's not...
Did it get good reviews?
It's not even open in the United States yet. And I saw another article.
The rest of the world does write books and reviews.
The reviews are out.
America does not have a copyright on writing.
There's a bunch of spoiler-free reviews out you can go and read. I think I shared a couple links with folks late last week where IGN gave it 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Everything was mostly solid. Everyone said if you enjoyed the past Marvel movies, you're going to enjoy this because they do a lot of the same stuff. But it's still fun.
I think that they also had 10 out of 10 for kids dropping ice cream cones. I think that was in there too.
Well, they stopped that, man. I mean, look at Iron Man 3. It was, to me, Iron Man 3 was amazing, and everybody hated Iron Man 3.
I loved Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 was a real tough movie, man. He's like, you could feel it messed him up.
No, I agree.
Did you guys hear the thing that Kevin Feige was talking about, the Star Wars Easter egg in all the Phase 2 movies?
Yep.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's
kind of funny.
Yeah, somebody gets their arm or hand cut off in all of the Phase 2 Marvel. I was going to say Avengers. Marvel movies. That's the Easter egg.
Is it true?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't pick
You haven't seen them all, so you don't know.
The Spider-Man thing has been confirmed to be not true, but is the Thanos...
I don't know anything. I have not gotten any spoilers.
Okay.
You should know everything, Chris. I thought that you actually worked for Marvel. I was pretty sure you did.
Chris is actually Marvel. He's really secretly Marvel, and he's just getting.
Don't tell.
Actually, I got a message from one of our listeners to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. today, and he asked me, so I found an article that definitively says whether Coulson is or is not in Avengers. Do you want me to give you the link? And I was like, well, maybe there's some people on my podcast that would want to know. So I said, is the spoiler spoiled in the link title? And he said, yes, it is. I'm like, yeah, sorry. We'll just leave that alone. So, yeah, there's a lot of information. Really? Yeah.
You don't like that? You don't like to
spoil? Well, the problem is I don't know if my listeners like to be spoiled or not. So I just err on the side of caution.
I understand.
From a personal standpoint, I avoid spoilers in a lot of things recently. I think with Dark Knight Rises, I started my policy of I'm going to try and avoid spoilers. I'll watch trailers and stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed some of these movies much more not knowing what's coming.
I agree. It makes the movie a lot better. But I do like to be informed of a movie before I go in. I like to find out as much information to enjoy. I don't know if you understand what I mean. I like to know the backstory. I like to do like a bit of research on a movie.
For some things, I like to do that, but if this is like a sequel in a massive series, I don't have to do that much research because I already know I'm going to want to see it. And there's some things I am being religious about my lack of wanting to see spoilers on. Like Star Wars 7, I don't want a single spoiler.
Really?
I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything going in.
Well, I actually mentioned this on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. at GonnaGeekNetwork.com last week. Because why was that? Because I guest hosted on there. That's right. That I am a little bit afraid that I'm not going to be able to see the movie this weekend just because of the kid thing. So it's going to be a really tough week if I do end up in that situation.
Yeah, you're basically going to be spoiled by Sunday.
No, I did it with Cap. I did it with Cap too. I was able to avoid it all. In fact, I even I think this podcast even talked about it, and I was like, one of the only times I've ever left a section completely unedited.
So I think that was the time frame that you had to avoid work half the time, so you got dock pay?
No, that's not true.
It is totally true.
Here's your problem with this one, though, is that Avengers is a much bigger spectacle than Captain America 2 was. There's going to be a lot of people going to go see it, and the fact that I've been able to dodge spoilers this far when the movie's been out for almost a week has amazed me, and I've had to curtail a lot of my internet browsing.
That's it. Just stop browsing the web.
I don't use Twitter right now.
Get off of everything. Just sit in your house all alone.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Guys.
Just don't read websites about movie news.
Right, exactly. That's a lot of what I've done. I purposely went and looked for spoiler-free reviews. If the title said spoiler-free or the first paragraph, I would read a couple of them to see what was going on. But other than that, I have not done
the other end. Like, if I'm trying to avoid anything, I don't even want to read reviews. I don't want it to influence me, right? Like, I don't even bother reading the reviews.
I just want to hear whether it's good. That's all. I want to make sure that other people are thinking it's good. So
You're going to see it if it's good or bad anyways.
Well, I know, but part of me wants to go in there and not be dreading it being a crap show.
Right.
Look at the original reviews to Star Wars. They were all crap. You can't trust that.
Were they?
Yeah, the original Star Wars, they all said it was a crap movie. Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs down. It's a pretty
Siskel
famous
and Ebert
case.
gave their own movies 2 thumbs
Siskel
down.
and Ebert are movie snobs.
Back then, Siskel and Ebert were it. There wasn't anybody else than Siskel or Ebert back then.
Wait, Cisco and Jake? What? Never mind.
Whatever. You got DS9 on the brain, sir.
I do have DS9 on the brain. You know what I don't have on the brain, though? It's the Apple Watch.
Ugh.
I know. I really considered getting this, and then I heard all the reviews. Yeah. Well,
Really?
because I have Apple products, man.
Well, Chris, go ahead and tell everybody about your news.
My news was the Apple Watch is out. Do we care? I've seen some of the early reviews, and from what I've read, it seems like Android Wear had a smoother rollout, because a few reviews I read were talking about that updates to the watch, as in like notifications, they're not very consistent. You can go and get and like have nothing happen, and then all of a sudden you'll get like 20 notifications that were on your phone that just finally come to the watch. And granted, it's launch day around that time, but still, this is your big product. You need to make sure it's working right.
Well, exactly. And as a smartwatch user, I personally find that to be the most useful part of the watch is the notifications.
It's what it is. It's an extension of notifications. That's all Android Wear is, and it does it well. I don't know what.
You can put a calculator on it, Chris. I've done it.
I have that, and I have tic-tac-toe, and I have a couple stupid little apps that run on there. But all I know to use a smartwatch for is either fitness needs or to extend your notifications from your watch to do simple things. The Apple Watch, when I saw the unveil of it, seemed more like a watch trying to find a purpose. We can do all these cool things. And Apple, who's always about the simple interface, it's got like 2 buttons and a scroll wheel and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, Android Wear, you just touch the screen and do whatever. How did the roles get flip-flopped here where Google has the better UI?
I've read some of these reviews and I agree. That's what's really confusing me. I've said for a very, very, very long time that I think that my smartwatch is going to benefit from Apple putting a smartwatch out there, because I was planning on it being a success to a certain degree and being of the usual Apple norm, and the developers putting their eyes on it. However, with what I'm reading so far, I'm afraid that's not going to happen.
And full disclosure to the listeners, before someone screams at me in a hate mail or something like that, yes, I own an Android Wear watch. I've talked about it before. That is what I'm used to. I'm in the Android ecosystem now. But from a technology standpoint, the Apple Watch intrigued me. But from what I've seen review-wise and video-wise, I have not actually used one. It doesn't seem like it's there yet. It seems like it's a typical Apple Gen 1 product, where it looks really cool, but it's not quite there yet.
Well, and I think one of the big differences that you should note between the Apple Watch and the Google Wear or Android Wear is that the price point is significantly different. And that's something that people may think twice a little bit before rolling the dice on Gen 1. But it is Apple, so there will be people.
It's not so different if you go with a more current Android Wear watch. You can get older ones for cheap, but most of your current gen Android Wear watches are about $300 to $350, it seems like. And the low-end Apple Watch is $350. That's what I don't understand, is the different tiers of Apple Watch they did, let alone the $10,000 gold one.
That is just ridiculous.
It's typical Apple. It's Apple's like, we're cool, you want to get this. And the difference is, if I buy a $10,000 regular watch, I can wear that 20 years from now and it'll work just fine. My Apple Watch is going to be outdated in 1 to 3 years.
So my brother sent me a picture the other day of a watch that he was looking to get. Not smartwatch by any means. And he's a very techie guy. SP knows that. And he's like, it has 2 apps, Tell Time and Watch Time or something like that. It was just so funny. And it's kind of like, okay, different people, different strokes, right? I like the notifications. And for me, unless I was trying to have an image like that, I feel like I'm in a profession or something that I need to have a good looking watch, I would probably not wear a watch if I didn't have my smartwatch.
Right. And full disclosure on my smartwatch, had I paid regular price for it, I'd feel like I was really cheated. I got a great deal on my watch because it was a refurb and it was first gen and all sorts of stuff. And I paid less than $100 for a Android Wear watch, which was an awesome deal. And I have enjoyed it for that. But had I paid regular price, it's not worth that just to have notifications pop up on my wrist. I can look at my phone and see these things.
Fair enough.
One of the reasons why I bought the Samsung Note 3 was because of the, what was it called back then? The Galaxy Wear or whatever, the Samsung wearables.
Right.
It's about 18 months old now or whatever. And I thought, well, if I eventually venture into it, this seems to be the gold plate of wearables right now. So I went with it. Went back to the iOS architecture, and when the watch was coming out, I thought, well, maybe, but it's a $350 price tag. That's a bit much for a watch. But I'll tell you, one use case for it, I cycled a couple of years ago. I'm going to get back into it this year, and I know a lot of people have their phones on their handlebars. I am not one of them because I do not trust that placement of a $500 smartphone. So I'll have it on my arm or in a pack or something like that. In that particular case, I could see having a watch for notifications if it would work. But
yeah, that's a very good use case. Very, very good use case.
So
all of the wearables, specifically watches, are cool things looking for an actual purpose. They have no fundamental reason you have to have them. They simplify a few things, but they're really just fun little gadgets to mess with. And if people enjoy them, that's great. More power to you. If you love your Apple Watch, I'm glad you do. But I just don't see the need for any of them. And I can say that as a smartwatch owner. I'm just like, if I lost it today, I wouldn't care. I'd feel bummed I lost it, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm missing out on all this stuff I used to have before.
Yeah, I'd be on the fence. I would probably look for another deal myself, because that's how much I do enjoy it. But I wouldn't be running out and getting one tomorrow unless it was on sale. But we're turning this into another Google versus Apple debate, which
that wasn't my intent at all. It was more just smartwatches in general.
You're ruining my segue where I was going to segue into Google versus Apple on Google Maps. How about that? Do you guys catch that on the weekend? Apparently somebody discovered that on Google Maps there was indeed a picture of the Android logo peeing on the Apple logo. How did this happen? Well, as we all know, Google Maps has the ability to be edited / added to as a regular Joe Schmo. Now, in theory, there's supposed to be
and it's filtered. It's
supposed to be an approval process, but somebody decided to mark a grassy area in the form of this logo, and apparently it got past the approval board somehow, and it made its way onto Google Maps. And Google said that the content was created by a user, and they were not happy about it, so they apologized. Pretty interesting. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, man.
You're going to miss things like that. I mean, they probably don't go and check every single thing. It slipped through the cracks, I imagine. It's just funny. I mean, Google's already talked about taking it down. It might even be down at this point. I don't know.
SP, how did you feel about that as an Apple user?
I don't care. I mean, if they want to go ahead and have their little wars back and forth, that's one thing. But I just...
I'm assuming that you went into Apple Maps to see... That was so funny, wasn't it?
Actually, my daughter was using the Apple Maps exclusively, and she said it was much better than Google or Waze for directions and stuff. She's directionally challenged. And so I gave it a shot, and yes, it does actually work a lot better these days.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Depends on where you are.
Okay, fair enough. It works fine around here.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I know they had a rocky start, and I'm a big guy of more competition. That's me. You know that. Yeah,
you got to have competition drives innovation and drives service and
War
drives. Yeah, true. But you get things better. Without Microsoft, there wouldn't have been Apple. Without Apple, there wouldn't have been Microsoft. Then we wouldn't have iPhones and tablets. We wouldn't have PCs.
Do I concur?
Yeah, so
this goes to say exactly about what you called in about last week or the week before, where guys stopped doing the Marvel DC war without both of these.
You mean that Jay called in about, right?
Oh, was it Jay?
Yeah, it was Jay. It was not me.
You want to take credit for though? You know what, SB?
I mean, it's just we got to stop having these ridiculous fights about things. These things like Star Wars, Star Trek. There wouldn't have been one without the other. Anyway, it's going back to an old conversation that's useless.
We have angered the French Canadian. Anybody got any other news before we move on?
Nope.
Alrighty.
What started out as a simple Facebook debate quickly turned into an expletive-filled off-air Skype battle between our hosts. It's time to settle this argument once and for all, and finally find out who is the bigger geek. It's time for Geek Wars.
That is right. Geek Wars is back. Guess what's back? Geek Wars is back.
Backstreet Boys?
Shady's back.
And with any luck, we will have a replay of last time, which was Chris and JS trying to tie it. SP coming in, stealing it back, and then Chris being forced to answer. That should be pretty good.
I'm gonna let JS win this time.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just not gonna answer anything.
No!
Oh, I like it.
Or I'm actually just gonna troll.
So what's the difference?
Fair enough. We have a series of questions for you listeners not familiar with this segment where I will be the question asker.
The questionnaire.
The questionnaire. I am the questionnaire, and they are the questionees.
The questionees.
And they will go ahead and question me away. That makes no sense.
No.
But we have a series of geeky questions, and
we're in Disney.
We will go ahead and start off with a multi-choice question, multiple choice, which has only 1 point if you get them all right. But it isn't
important. Them all right.
You have to get them all right, and you get 1 point. Otherwise, you don't get any. However, it is something that you really, really should know, or you don't deserve the damn point. Question number 1. The following are names of first episodes of Star Trek series. Which episode belongs to which series?
Oh, Lord.
I thought it was multiple choice.
Well, it's not really multiple choice. There's multiple answers within the one, so it's not multiple choice.
And I have to get them all right to get the point?
You do.
Yeah, you can blow this out your butt.
He's doing it on purpose so that we don't tie.
A.
We're all going to tie because we won't get it.
A. Fine. A. Caretaker. B. Emissary. C. Broken Bow, and D, the Man Trap.
Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Emissary is Deep Space Nine, Caretaker, Star Trek Voyager, Broken Bow, Enterprise, and the last one is the original series.
Boom! Shakalaka. That's right. That means Chris is won, which brings us to question number 2.
So we can just quit now. Let's just quit now.
I'm going to go ahead and do up another episode of the GonnaGeek.com podcast. No, question number 2. This leaves one series, because I personally disclude the animated series. This leaves one series, which was TNG.
How bad was the animated series?
Name the pilot of TNG.
Ooh, Stargate Pioneer.
Okay, go ahead on, SB.
Encounter at Farpoint.
Oh, you are correct.
I couldn't remember if there was a "the" in it or not.
You even got the bell.
Bell's back.
You even got the bell. Question number 3. This one maybe twisted a little bit towards a certain somebody, encouraging them to fall off the wagon because I totally anticipated him trolling. Duron, Sempron, and Radian are all names of products belonging to this manufacturer.
Chris.
I couldn't even bring him in.
He's not going to say it. He's not going to say it.
Go ahead, Chris.
I defer to JS.
It's called ATI, and it's a company.
No, that's wrong. That's totally wrong.
Radion's the only thing holding Steven's rig together right now.
Let me reread that. Duron, Sempron, and Radian are all names of products belonging to this manufacturer.
Chris.
All right, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
AMD.
You are correct.
Okay, AMD and ATI are the same company.
Right, but it was never an ATI Duron or an ATI Sempron.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Semantics.
AMD's coming out with a 6-core, a cheap 6-core this summer.
Oh yeah.
They already have a six core.
How
Yeah, but
fast
a
is
cheap
it going to
one.
be?
I'll have to double check. It's supposed to compete with with the 4790K, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to compete with an
Nice.
Intel, so Intel's coming out with their own thing just to say no.
The 4790 is an 8-core.
It's an 8-core, yeah. It's supposed to be as fast.
Cool. All
I don't know
right.
if it's a 4790K or I have to double check. I am a little bit talking out of my that they're coming out with a very fast 6-core for very cheap.
Next question. Question number
It's an AMD, so
The question-
what do you expect?
number 4. Finish this quote. All right.
Chris.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give you that one. No.
Damn it.
What the heck?
Finish this quote. This is the real one. Take your stinking paws off me.
You damn dirty ape.
I'm going to give it to you, JS, even though you didn't say your name. Just
I
because
don't have to
you
because I'm
answered.
not good.
I'm going to file a grievance.
I'm appealing this to the commissioner.
Appeal denied. Overruled.
He doesn't want us to tie anymore, so he's doing everything he can.
I quit.
No, otherwise, if I wanted you not to tie, I would just have discluded that because Chris is at 2, right? So there you go. All right. Question number 5. Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, and Pierce Brosnan were in which sci-fi comedy?
Oh, wow, I don't remember that.
I have no idea.
The only thing I can think of is Red Dwarf, and I don't think that's it.
This is when we need
Jack-
cameras on us so we make sure
Jack-
nobody cheats.
Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, sci-fi comedy. How many sci-fi comedies
I would say
are
it's
there?
a sci-fi comedy-ish.
I have no idea.
No, me neither.
You just threw me with the sci-fi comedy because there's only one that I know of.
It's Mars Attacks.
Oh my God, you're right.
yeah.
I'm thinking
Holy
TV
mo-
show.
And it's not bad.
Yeah.
He plays the president. I forgot he plays the president.
Yeah, it's funny. I always wanted to see that when I was a young Stephen John Drew, and I never got around to it. Now, since I've been, of age to actually watch things on my own, I've watched it a ton of times, and I love it every
It's
single
actually
time.
pretty good. Yeah, it's a
I
really good
enjoy
Tim
it.
Burton movie.
It's a comic now, too.
It is a comedy. You're right,
Oh, comic.
but it is a comedy.
comic
It is a
book.
sci-fi comedy.
Yeah.
All right, question number 6. This one tailored towards the listeners who listen back or give to out the podcast. You guys, maybe not you guys. What product did I feature in the last episode edition of Steven's Geeky Stuff?
Ooh. SP,
Go ahead, SB.
the Audio Technica AT 2005 Dynamic Cardioid USB XLR microphone.
Wow, I can't believe you knew that. I'm shocked because I actually wrote this 3 weeks ago when we were supposed to do this, and I referenced the week prior. But way to go! I'm shocked.
Boom.
Seems excessive. Seems like somebody's doing something excessive.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm actually holding one in my hand right now, JS.
I'm holding something in my hands, not a microphone. I can tell you that.
It's a cold beer, right?
why do I not believe that?
That's 6-4 beer, right?
No comment.
Oi. All right, next question, and this is the tie breaker. Hopefully,
I hope JS gets it and we all tie with 2.
That'd be great.
I'll be good with that. Which season did Enterprise become Star Trek Enterprise?
Oh,
I'm going to let JS
I'm
answer.
gonna say Akak, and I'm gonna say season 3.
Wow, 3-way
Yes!
tie. Yeah.
And did you see how I buzzed in? I buzzed in Akak style.
That was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
that's great.
All right. Just because you guys all planned on not answering and we somehow got to a 3-way tie, I'm going to chalk that up as a success. That's what I'm going to do tonight. Way to go, boys.
I
Way to
can
go.
go home and tell my family I
I
had a
started
three-way
watching Enterprise again. It's
Sonic shower scene.
Exactly.
It's pretty much
To
all there
Paul.
is.
Sonic shower.
No, that's not the Sonic shower. That's the
It is a Sonic shower.
I thought that. Oh, are you? Sonic Shower. I thought you were talking about the episode 1 decontamination.
Yeah,
there's that too. But no, I was talking about the shower scene.
Oh yeah, the shower scene was pretty good. All right. Well, before we do move on into Geek Back, I just want to go ahead and give a special plug and remind everybody that we are part of the GonnaGeek Network at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. And if you did not know this, Chris is part of All Things Good and Nerdy, which in the most recent episode, Naki has returned from Star Wars Celebration, and she's going to share some details about her fun out in beautiful Anaheim. Make sure you check out All Things Good and Nerdy episode 156 titled The Big Green Button at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. This week on Geek Back, we had a bit of feedback going on from the topic at the top of the show, which was Jared Leto's Joker. We went on to the GonnaGeek page and posted about it, and referencing, of course, the article on GonnaGeek.com where the photo crappy chopping did occur, and we had a few different people comment. SB, why don't you read what Flake Williams had to say?
Flake says, nope, still looks shitty.
There you go. And we had one Keir Hansen from Gallifrey Public Radio say, this photo could also be a hyper-realization done for effect, like a rock star doing a video in full armor riding a chrome lion. I believe that that's a reference to Katy Perry, and to you, Keir, I tip my hat.
Why was it chrome? Why wasn't it brass or gold? Or
because it looked better
chrome?
On the halftime show.
All right.
We also had Sean Morris say he wouldn't have the tats if they intended him to be suited up. And that was a rebuttal to the comment that I was making. So we had a good amount of discussion going on there and on the forums at forums.gonnageek.com. So we always want to hear from you, the listener. If you do want to heckle us live each week, go to gonnageek.com/live every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And when
once a year, ladies and gentlemen,
once a year, come on by. And when all else fails, you can find us on a variety of places, including iTunes, Mixcloud, Stitcher, and now even on YouTube by searching up GonnaGeek. Of course, you can also communicate with us at GonnaGeek.com on Twitter, Facebook.com/GonnaGeek, and as I mentioned, forums at forums.GonnaGeek.com. Just head over to GonnaGeek.com if you would like and yell at us on the latest shows posting in the comments. Lots of places to tell Chris how wrong he was about the Joker.
Oh, you guys can just eat it.
How is he wrong? You're not wrong. Dude, that looks horrible. Most of the world agrees it looks horrible.
JS gets it.
If the Joker was alive, he'd sue somebody.
Or kill them.
I'm actually really, really shocked that JS is not taking the stance of it looking good just to troll. I'm not shocked.
I'm not, because JS is a man of taste and intelligence.
It really looks bad. It would look not bad if he didn't have that many tattoos. It's I don't know.
Look, here was the worst part of it to me is he has that smiling face on his one arm, right? And all I could imagine is there's going to be some point in the movie where he's going to take that smiling mouth and hold it over his mouth just for some stupid effect on screen.
Oh my God! Why did you bring that up?
They'd have done it.
I think they already did. Isn't principal photography over with?
No,
they
it just started.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I just was reading real quick. It looks like Ben Affleck's been on set at Suicide Squad.
No.
So take from that what you will.
Is that because he's directing now?
He's not directing that movie.
Okay.
No.
He will be directing the Batman movie.
He'll have a cameo because it's the same universe. They said it was.
Yep. They're pulling the Marvel card. He's going to be there, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, Batman. Batman.
Do you bleed as well?
You will.
See, it doesn't work without the robot voice. You need to get the effects processor working on your mixer and get that robot voice going.
Oh, I have the effects processor going. This entire show, only I can hear you guys in the effects, but you guys sound amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
So that's going to go ahead and wrap us up for GonnaGeek.com, episode 93. You guys got anything you want to plug, SP?
Oh, so next Sunday will be, which is a couple days after this podcast comes out, we'll be live podcasting on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. somewhere between 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern on GonnaGeek.com/live on our spoiler-filled post-Avengers podcast. So if you want to talk Avengers, if you've gone out and seen the movie Sunday afternoon, roll by GonnaGeek.com and get in the chat, and we'll have a great old time talking about whatever happened in Age of Ultron.
Cool. Chris, you got anything you want to plug? Maybe all things good and nerdy every Sunday.
So if you want to get an Avengers review that is spoiler-free, tune into the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern over at GonnaGeek.com/live. Following our normal tradition, we will do a spoiler-free review of the movie, and then the following week we will spoil the crap out of it. So if you want to...
I was going to say there's two reasons why Chris is doing spoiler-free. Is one, because of tradition, and two, because Naki won't even see it until after the podcast.
I know, and that's what's killing me. I kind of wish she was, because it's going to be the same problem I had with Daredevil. I'm going to have to stop and think and make sure I don't accidentally spoil for people that haven't seen it.
And JS, you got anything that you want to plug?
No, I got nothing, man.
Alrighty, well, for episode 93 of the GonnaGeek.com podcast, I have tattoos on my face.
I hate that craptastic Joker.
I'm Stargate Pioneer.
And I'm the French Canadian sensation.
Bye! You've been listening to the official GonnaGeek.com podcast. Got questions, comments, or suggestions for a future show? Email podcast@GonnaGeek.com. Like us at Facebook.com/GonnaGeek or tweet us at GonnaGeek. Make sure you check out all the other amazing geeky podcasts, part of the GonnaGeek Network at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. If you like the show, please write us a 5-star review in iTunes. Most of the music heard is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.